Hey guys, Bret here, and here's how I made $2 grand this month by trading from my phone, which is a 12.5% return on my investment, and in UK terms is the average UK take-home salary per month. In this video, I'm going to talk through 4 points. Number 1 is the app or the platform that I use to make my trades and that I've made $2 grand on this month. Number 2 is the pros and cons of this platform, what I like and what I don't like. Number 3 is to talk through my current portfolio. And number 4 is exactly how I make trades on this platform. And I'm going to screen share my mobile phone and show you step by step how you can actually buy stocks and make trades using this app. As well as what I'm going to show you today, I do use other platforms. AJ Bell is one, Vanguard's another, to make other investments. And they're usually longer term ETF investments and things like that, so the S&P 500 or the FTSE. Whereas today we're going to be looking more at my US stock market portfolio, which is what I made $2 grand on this month. Now, the reason I'm doing more day trading at the moment is because of the market's volatility, and I feel that because of that volatility, there's more chance to profit from it and make a decent amount of money. However, bear in mind that these are risky strategies, risky times to be investing in the stock market, so only do so if you've done your homework and you know exactly what you're buying. Having said that, even for buying stocks to hold as an investment long term, I'd still recommend this app. Just before we start though, if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, it really helps me grow my channel. Alright, so number 1, as I said, I'm going to show you the app, the platform that I use to invest, and I've made $2 grand on this month. This is the app that I'm most actively using at the moment. It's called Revolut. And yeah, let's jump in, I'll show you guys how it works. Okay, so here we're in the app, we're in my dashboard, which is where I've got all my accounts, my trading, my crypto and everything, which we'll talk about later. If we go into trading, and if you haven't already got a trading account on the app, this is where you want to go to set up an account and just put your basic information in, again, which we'll talk about in more detail later. So if we jump into my trading account, you see I've got $18,028 in there, $18,030. And let's just go through the basics of what the app has to offer. So if you click on invest, this is where you'll see all the stocks that you're able to purchase through this app. And you can go in and favorite these to add them to your watch list. So for example, if I wanted to favorite Abercrombie & Fitch, go inside, favorite it, and then it should show up, there you go, in my watch list. And the other cool thing you can do in here is set a price alert. So say I wanted to buy Abercrombie & Fitch when it goes down to $13, for example. I could set a price alert for $13, and then when it goes down to that price, I'll get an alert on my phone, which I can then swipe on, the app will open, it'll go straight to this app, and I'll be able to buy the stock. As you can see at the minute, buy and sell are grayed out. That's because the market's not currently open. In the UK, the market opens at 2:30, which is when you'll be able to see those buy and sell icons as blue and be able to purchase or sell. If we go back out, we've got the fund button here where you fund your account. And as I said, this app trades US stocks, so you're going to be investing your account with US dollars. If your local currency is the pound or sterling or the euro, you're going to be able to convert it straight into US dollars and add it to your account. You've got the withdraw here where you can withdraw your money and your statements, which will be in here. Then if we go through the investments, this is where they're all listed, and we're going to talk through the pros and cons shortly, but that's where all of your investments are. And here, all of the transactions that you've made, which again will be in your statements, but you obviously get that once a month. This is where you can quickly see whether transactions have gone through or if they're still pending. Yep, so as I said, this is the app that I've been using this month to make $2 grand. And now I just want to go over the pros and cons of this app. So let's get into those. All right, so let's go through the pros and cons of this app. What I like and what I don't like about it. So the main thing I like about it is that you can buy fractional shares. So you don't have to buy whole shares. For example, Apple, I believe, is about $200. I may be wrong, but off the top of my head, I think Apple share is about $200. So you don't have to buy a $200 share. You can buy $10 of that share if you want, which is a fractional share and an easy way to start investing if you're a beginner and you don't have too much money or you don't want to put too much money into the stock market or into a specific stock. The second pro to this app is that if you're a Metal user, you can get unlimited free trades. And I'm a Metal user, I pay $15 a month for the privilege, and that's because it comes with a lot of good travel perks, including travel insurance, and it's something that I got when we started traveling. If you're not a Metal user, you can either be a premium or a standard account user. Premium accounts are $10 and you get 8 free trades a month. And standard account users, obviously that's free, and you get 3 free trades per month. Now, if you pass your free trade limit, each trade costs $1 or £1. You'll see the currencies for your own country. But this is still pretty darn good. This is pretty cheap compared to a lot of platforms where they charge up to about £10 for one trade. So yeah. Now lastly, it doesn't matter what tier of account you have, whether you're Metal, Premium or Standard, you can only do 3 day trades within a period of 5 days, which means a day trade is where you buy and sell the same stock on that day. You can still buy the stock as many times as you want on each day. So one day I could buy a stock of Apple 10 times and that'd be fine. But when I buy and sell on the same day, that's considered a day trade. And like I said, you can only do that 3 times within a 5-day period. But as long as you're not day trading like crazy, that should be fine. It's never been a problem for me. The other perks or pros to this app are that there are no inactivity fees, which is a plus again. A lot of accounts do charge for this. There are no withdrawal fees. You can withdraw your money whenever you want and for free. It's fast and easy to open an account. You just have to have a bank account with them, which is also super easy to do. You can set it up on your phone. And then once you've got a bank account, opening a trading account is pretty easy. You just need to put your national insurance number and all the basic things in and you're good to go. So next then, this app provides almost instant trades, which is really, really handy. Most of the time it's instant. Sometimes it ends up being a few minutes. Sometimes it can take up to 30 minutes, but that's quite rare. And that's usually when I start trading as soon as the market opens. It tends to lag behind a little bit. But there's a lot of other platforms out there where they're nowhere near instant. Some platforms wait until 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock on the day, and then they put all the trades through. So the fact that they're within 30 minutes even, but usually within 5 or 1 minute, makes this app really, really good and something I really like about it. So the last pro about this app then is that you can buy crypto, you can buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies within the app as well, which isn't something that I know too much about. I have invested a small amount in Bitcoin, but that's basically just for fun, just because I do think that cryptocurrencies are going to make a comeback maybe in the next 10, 20 years. I'm thinking long term here. But yeah, being able to have the option to invest in crypto is definitely a plus. Okay, so moving on to the cons of this app, and I do have quite a lot to say here. And whilst this is my app of choice for trading on the US stock market, I think there's a lot that they could do to improve. And I've seen other apps, including Robinhood, which a lot of people are using these days in the US. They look way better, but unfortunately, it's not available in the UK yet. When Robinhood does come to the UK, I'm definitely going to check that out and probably make the change over. The reason I'd make the change is because the apps like Robinhood, I've seen the metrics and the stats and the way they display all of their information. It just looks way more intuitive and way better really than how I find Revolut being. Sometimes I get frustrated using this app, to be honest. Now, another con of this app is that there are limited stock options available to buy. You can't buy ETFs and things like that, which is why I have an account with Vanguard to buy my ETFs. You can't buy UK stocks like BP, Rolls-Royce, Barclays. This is just a US-based stock trading platform, and you can't buy all US stocks on it either. So it's got a limited amount of stocks you can buy. So that's got to be a con that goes down on the list. The other con then is that there's only one base currency, as I mentioned within this app, which is US dollars, because it's the US stock market, which is absolutely fine as long as you know what you're getting yourself into and you check the exchange rates with your local currency. If you do that, you can actually make money off of the exchange when you withdraw your money, or if you're not careful, you could lose all of the gains that you've worked so hard to get on your individual stocks. So watch out for that one. Okay, another gripe that I've got with this app is that the basic tools and educational tools I'm talking about here are lacking compared to other apps that I've seen. For example, Robinhood that I spoke about, within the stats of each stock, they show all the dividend information and things like that. And because I do like to invest in dividend stocks with a view of probably or possibly holding that stock long term, it's something I'd really like Revolut to incorporate, but they don't. If you want to buy a dividend stock using this app, you have to go onto a site like dividend.com to see whether that stock is a dividend paying stock or not, or whether it's just a growth stock. So if they could incorporate that into the app, I'd really like it. Definitely a negative thing for me. Now, the biggest con for this app for me is that there's no detailed portfolio tracking data. And what I mean by that is there's no graph or metrics that very clearly track your portfolio. So if we take a look at that by jumping into the app again, here you can see my portfolio is currently at 18,000, but there's no graph or anything that shows how my account's been growing month on month, week on week, which is something that I don't really like. And here you've got your 3% gain, which is $500, but the amount of cash that I've put into this account is 16 grand. So I've actually made 2 grand, but it's showing 5 grand because that doesn't take into account all of my trades that I've sold and are in the past. So it's a bit confusing and something that you have to keep track of yourself. I write this down on an Excel sheet because I don't trust the app. And yeah, that's got to be the worst thing about it, to be honest. Now, whatever app I use, I'd definitely be tracking my transactions on a spreadsheet myself anyway, just because I don't want to trust so much money on an app, basically. But the fact that I can't have something here to compare it to, and if I'm in a rush, just quickly see and it'd probably be right, that's definitely a downside. Definitely a huge downside, actually, and I don't know why that's not something that they don't improve on. But yeah, they don't. Lastly then, for the cons, is that within 30 minutes of the market opening, every time I've tried to open the app within 30 minutes of the stock market opening, which in the UK is at 2:30, the app is extremely slow. If I want to make a trade, the graphs showing the growth of that stock over the last week, or especially that day, because we're talking about being in the first 30 minutes here, is incredibly slow. The app lags and it basically sucks ass. That's definitely one of my pet peeves about this app. But if you turn the app off and you can afford to wait for 30 minutes, then jump back on, it usually works fine. Now, despite all of the things that I passionately feel that this app has going against it, it's still my preferred app for day trading on the US stock market. And if you're looking at getting started, I definitely recommend getting into this app and giving it a go. And I also believe that they're working on an update currently, and as soon as that's released, I'm definitely going to download it and see if they've improved anything. If you'd like me to make another video when the update comes out to compare the two, let me know in the comments, and that's something I can definitely do for you guys. The third part of this video, like I said, I'm going to share with you guys is my portfolio. So if we again jump into the app, which you should see there, jump into the app and we'll go through my portfolio and see what stocks I'm currently holding. And yeah, just have a look through my portfolio basically. So the first one you can see there is Alphabet. This is Google. Obviously, Google is one of the biggest companies out there, Google and Amazon, which are both at the top of my portfolio there, which is in alphabetical order. You can see I'm holding 2.5 grand nearly in Alphabet, or 2 grand. And that's something that I plan to keep investing on into the future. It's one of a few stocks that I have on here that I do plan to hold long term. Amazon, I've got a grand in. American Express, you can see there, I've got currently $500. I have bought and sold Amex a few times, as you can see here. I first bought it at $83 a share, which I sold, but if I'd kept, it's now trading for $112 a share. So, yep. I mean, I never have sold Amex for a loss. I've made a gain every time, but I wish I kept that for longer. Banco Macro here, I've got $22. And the reason that I've got quite a few shares in here where I've only got $22, $93, $5, or $30 is because when I make a sale, it's just a habit of mine. I like to keep a fraction of that stock. So if I'm selling Banco Macro, which I have, I've sold most of my shares off, but I've kept $22. And that's just a thing that I like to do to be able to track its gain, which you can see there is 35% compared to when I first bought it. Now, that's something that I do because of the way that this app tracks and provides its metrics, which again, I mentioned as a con. Other apps might do it better, so I wouldn't have to do this, but it's just something that I like to do. It's nothing to do with the strategy of how I actually invest, but just something that I like to keep an eye on. I've got Berkshire Hathaway here, 2.5 grand of Berkshire Hathaway. That's a stock that I've only ever bought. I've never sold any Berkshire, and I don't really plan to, not for a long time. Booking.com, I've bought and sold Booking.com quite a few times and made quite a lot of money off of them recently. I've got a few banks here, Citigroup, Citizens, Coca-Cola. Fiverr is an interesting one. Fiverr is one that I believe has got a lot of scope for growth in the next couple of months. So I'm keeping that one. I've got Gap there. And as you can see, the stock market's currently continuing to rally and most of my stocks are up quite a fair bit. But yeah, they're my current portfolio investments on the US stock market using the Revolut app. And now let's jump into the next section of this video. Okay, so now let's look into how to actually make a trade. And you've probably heard loads of people talk about investing in the stock market and why you should do it, blah, blah, blah. But maybe nobody's ever shown you how to actually do that. So if we just jump back into the Revolut app here then, I'll open it up on my phone and I'll show you exactly how I make a trade, and if you had this app, how you can make one too. So if we jump back into my portfolio here then, and we go down to, I'm gonna buy a couple of shares of Fiverr. Just for this example, I'll buy a couple of shares only. So you click the blue button to buy there. And as you can see, I currently own 25 shares. Now, like I said earlier, you can buy fractional shares on this app. So I don't need to buy whole shares, which are currently trading at $59. So I can say how many shares I want to buy. I can either buy one, as you can see there, or if I wanted to, I could put 0.5 right now. I could buy half a share. And for this example, I'm going to buy 5 shares for $300. So all I need to do is click that I want to buy 5 shares, or if I wanted to, just down here, I could actually type in the amount that I wanted to buy. So if I wanted to buy $3,000 or $300 worth of that share, then it would give me 5.02 blah, blah, blah shares. But in this case, I'm going to buy 5 shares. So then I click that, click review order, happy to do. See, as you can see there, I've got day trades, 3 out of 3 left. That's what I said earlier. You've only got 3 day trades within a 5-day period. But because I haven't already bought or sold any Fiverr today, this is not going to come out of my day trade allowance. So I'll click buy now. And there you go, your order has been transferred. Now let's see how quickly this trade goes through. So if I click done, come out here. There you go, it's already done. As you can see, I've got 30 shares of Fiverr there. And if I go to my transactions, There you go. The transaction has gone through. It's not currently pending or anything like that. So that trade literally took a couple of seconds and it is done. And if you want to make trades, that's exactly how you can do it on this platform. Now, I guess I can show you how to sell as well. So if I just pick something to sell quickly. So for example, if I wanted to sell some of my Johnson & Johnson shares, which I don't really want to do, but for the purpose of this, I'll show you how it's done. So all you need to do is click on sell. And the same as when you're buying shares, click how many shares you want to buy or sell. In this case, I don't really want to sell any, so I'll just sell half a share to show you how it's done. And click review order. Click sell now. And there you go, your order has been executed. So now I should have 2.5 shares, which there you go, it's done, instant. So as you can see, now it's working fine because the market's been open for an hour and 15 minutes. And like I said, after the first 30 minutes, where it might lag a little bit, it's totally fine after that. So yeah, there you go. That's how you make a trade on the Revolut app. I hope that was helpful. And yeah, always make informed decisions when you're trading. Never trade for the wrong reason. And the stocks that I've shown you there are just stocks that I'm trading in. I'm not recommending that you should buy those stocks. It's just an example, and I hope that was helpful. Let's move on. Okay, so to conclude then and wrap up, we have looked at the main app, the main platform that I've been using this month, which is Revolut, to make $2,000 on the stock market. We have talked through the pros and cons of this app, what I like and what I don't like about it. We've looked at my current portfolio, and we've looked at exactly how to buy a share, and I showed you just then how you can invest in the stock market yourself. Now, investing is something that's really easy to do, and as you can see, really easy to set up, but it can be risky, especially if you're investing for the wrong reasons. However, if you do it right and you make informed decisions over time, I think it's a life strategy that's going to help you grow your wealth into the future. Definitely. This is something that I always thought was super scary, really confusing, never something that I'd be able to understand. But if you're still watching this video, then I really hope that I've been able to show you how simple it really can be. And if you're thinking that you don't have enough money to start investing in the stock market, trust me, you do. With the fractional shares available on this app, you can start investing as little as $50, £50 a month. And that's something that's going to grow over time. And when you get into the habit of doing that every month, it's something that you're going to keep an eye on. You're going to want to open the app and track your progress. And yeah, something that you're definitely going to get more and more involved in and hopefully enjoy. So that's it for today, guys. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and hit the like button as well. And if you'd like to know more about personal finance and what I teach on this channel, check out these videos. Yeah, see you next time.